Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. So today we have a haul video from a couple of different thrift stores that I visited this week. I wound up going to two Goodwill's, which one of them is a new pop-up store that they popped up right near my bank, and I'm so appreciative because I'm at that bank quite often, and now I can just run into the pop-up. A pop-up is where a store will make a temporary location because they are doing renovations on the real location. So double blessing that I get to run into the pop-up, which I'm hoping they keep as a permanent, because it's a great location, and the older store will be renovated. So what's more to like? Let's grab something to drink and let's see what I found. Alrighty, so I got my weekend shirt on. Today is Friday and we are just ready to have a great weekend. So the first group of items that I'm going to talk about kind of have a whole thing of why I picked them up. Now I'm just going to pick up one of these and I will show you all of them. I came across a group of L.E. Smith. That's the maker or the brand. These are vintage. These are called Moon and Stars. So I guess the moon is an indentation that your thumb kind of fits in, and they also have a star pattern. And I believe these come in two different colors of green, could be three, not sure about that. Now normally I will pick up L.E. Smith if I can get it at a very low buy-in price, or this time I did get it at a very good price and I got a lot of it. So I'm not sure if I'm going to flip this on eBay, because you guys know I'm kind of over flipping breakables, like really fragile breakables, or if I'm going to group it all together and put it on Facebook Marketplace. I thought this would be a good item to sell there. So I do have quite a few pieces. We'll take a look at the pieces and count them as we go along, and I'll tell you what I paid for them. And I'm not sure what I'm going to get for them, because you get different amounts of money when you flip differently. So if I put it all as a group and put it on Facebook Marketplace, I might get a little bit lower of a price, but I don't have fees there because it's local pickup. If I put it on eBay, I would make it a little bit higher priced and charge the buyer shipping, but fees come out of it. Hope all of that is understandable. Okay, so let's call this the medium size. So I got this one. Now it has like a pie crust edge, I'm gonna call this. I don't know that L.E. Smith calls this pie crust, but these bowls have different edges, and I have seen three different edges. So this one I'm gonna call pie crust so we can keep track of it. And as you can see, I paid $3.99. And I got 1, 2, I'm going to put that one down, 3. Let's see if I can do it this way, as everybody holds their breath. All right, so 3 medium L.E. Smith, that's L like the letter, not Ellie like a woman's name, capital L, capital E, Smith, Moon and Stars bowls. All right, so that is the first part of this group. The next size I'm going to show is the large size, and this I got for $4.99 each. So I got 1. Here we go again. Ready? 2. And this one I'll just hold, I won't stack it. 3. So 3 at $5. So $15 for 3 bowls. Even if I decide to flip this on eBay, I felt that was a good buy-in price, because like I said, I'm not picking up the shipping cost for this. The buyer will pay shipping. And while this does take a little bit more care because it is glass, the reason I said yes to it is this glass is quite heavy and durable. Now it's still very fragile, but a lot of these bowls will fit in the USPS number 7 box, the large priority box, and it makes it easy. I have a lot of those boxes in stock, as I've showed in my last video or video before, and so I just grab a box, build it, and when an item fits right in that box and has plenty of room around it, that works out great. So quite a few of you are still asking for a shipping video. I will try to do one more. Just know that my shipping videos happened more frequently when I first started the channel. And while it is a lot of work, I don't mind doing that in a video if it brings the views. But not that many people want to see shipping, how you ship a breakable item. I think that people that are newer, maybe it's very daunting, newer sellers, it's very daunting to ship stuff like this. But just know that I wrap it in several sheets of tissue paper, which does nothing to guard against breakage, but it does protect it just a little bit. It's finished and it just cushions it a tiny bit. Then I bubble wrap the heck out of it. Then I surround it with packing paper and peanuts. And then I also put it sometimes a box within a box, sometimes one box, if there's enough room, margin to fit a lot of packing peanuts. So that is how I ship breakables. And just know that heavy pieces, I always weigh the item and account for the packing materials and put that into my listing. So let's say this bowl weighs 3 pounds, 2 ounces. I'm going to make this bowl 5 pounds because by the time you add the weight of the cardboard, the packing peanuts, the packing paper, the bubble wrap, everything you need, it really is much different than what the item weighs. So always remember, if you're going to ship heavy items, to know the weight and the size of the box to put in your listing. And that way you're not caught off guard for, getting caught with a wrong shipping amount that you've collected. Okay, hope all of that makes sense. Okay, next items are these 2 small bowls. I didn't find a third one of this. And I was like, I wonder who just bought 1 bowl. It seemed like I was finding them in 3s. So when you do that, you're like, where's the third bowl? I don't know that there was a third bowl, but I wanted it. All right, so what did I pay for these? $2.99. So that's what these look like. Now this has the different edge. I meant to mention this. I call this scallop. So we had the pie crust on the large bowls, the scallop on the medium and the small bowls. And that's what it looks like. Again, the same color green and the moon and the stars. Now I don't know if one collector donated this. My feeling was, these were in a Goodwill. My feeling was that this came from either a store that was changing inventory or they closed down. Because to me, it'd be rare if one collector collected, multiples of the same exact item. I could be wrong about that. It's just all living in my head. All right, so 2 small L.E. Smith Moon and Stars bowls. Now, when you look at the Moon and Stars bowls on eBay, you want to do that first of all. If you're going to get into doing stuff like this, you really want to start by running a comp. And I already knew that L.E. Smith, a lot of it that I see, does not bring a high return. And you want a decent amount of profit for the work that it's going to take to pack it. Doesn't take a lot of work to photograph it, but if you're going to get into this kind of flipping, you really want to run comps for items that you're unsure of. You don't want to see all of this green glass sitting on a shelf and just take it all and then only come to find out that it's only going to bring a few dollars over what you paid. But I kind of thought the whole thing out in my mind, and I've been selling for 8 years, so I kind of knew what I was getting into. And even though I always say, I'm really over shipping glass, sometimes I break the rules and I say, okay, I'm going with it. So at the end, I will tell you how many pieces and what I paid collectively. And then I will keep you updated on Instagram, Lavender Clothesline, of what this stuff sells for. As I say, an item is only worth what it sells for. We can look at comps all day long and see what people are pricing stuff at. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is what the item sold for. All right, so the last one, just checking around that I have in that grouping, are these little dishes. So this is what it looks like. Again, a scallop. Now this scallop is a little bit different, but I still call this scallop, and that's what that looks like. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and I thought these were really good. Now I did pay $1.99 each, so for 5 of them, my buy-in price is $10. So for this little grouping, which I will keep this together, this is actually the highest amount that I put out for one single listing. Rather than the big bowls, my biggest bowl, I paid $4.99. I don't know what the original use for this little bowl is. I mean, it could be a bowl that was put by the place setting, that bones and like a discard bowl. I'm not sure what the proper name for that is, a waste bowl, where you put any pits from olives, things like that. I don't think that's what this is. I'm thinking it's a finger bowl. So each place would have a little bit of water with a lemon slice to rinse your fingers if you have used your hands to eat it all. So that's a very good guess of what it could be. If you know what these bowls are for sure, or if you just want to take a guess, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think these are. Now, the actual measurements of these I haven't done yet because you can see I haven't de-stickered or cleaned them, but I'm thinking this is about 3 inches by 2 inches, so your fingers would fit in it to rinse your fingers. But because it has this scallop, I kind of think no to a liquid in it, because as you dipped your fingers, you know, water might be spilling out on the table. So I'm thinking maybe not. So in other words, I have no idea. Okay, so collectively, I paid $43 plus tax here in Pennsylvania. I think we're at 6 point something percent. I should know my tax, but I don't. So $43 plus tax. Now, all of that glass, can I get $43 back out of it? Absolutely. But I don't look at my business model that way. To me, that kind of thinking can become very dangerous. You want to say to yourself, okay, I paid $10 for this small group of bowls. Can I get 30? Can I get 40? You want to do a multiple in your head, because by the time you pay fees, if you're putting it on eBay, you want to make sure that your profit is there. You don't want to say, can I get my money back out? Because then you just wind up buying everything. And you're not in the business of shopping at a thrift store to be able to pass that exact price on to your buyer. What would be the sense of doing that? So when I buy an item, okay, so in clothing, I do the 5 times rule. When I buy an item for 5, I say to myself, can I get 25? That has always served me well. With hard goods, I have a little more leeway, because with hard goods, my opinion only, you're going to have a lesser audience of people that want that. Say you have a really nice, I'm trying to think of what, Ralph Lauren blazer or jacket. I think you're going to get more eyes on it than if you have a group of green glass Ellie Smith Moon and Stars bowls. So with clothing, I always want to be able to flip it a little bit quicker, which doesn't always happen, and I always use the 5 times rule. With hard goods, I'm more around the 3 to 4 times rule. So 43, I would say to myself, can I get like 120 collectively? And I think I can. All right, hope all of that wasn't too confusing, and just know my rules are very fluid for the most part. My business practices are pretty locked in, like I don't spend over a certain amount, I don't bid up in auctions just because the bidding gets high, whatever. But my rules have a little more fluidity. Okay, let's see what else I bought. Okay, the next item I could not grab off the shelf quick enough. On the shelf in my cart, like that, like in a split second. I don't think it even had time to register in my brain. I think it was purely impulse, because I love stuff like this. Look at this gorgeous, beautiful bronze vintage statue. Is this thing not gorgeous? So I'm gonna say he's a heron. I'm not positive about that. It could be a crane. I will actually Google image birds, heron, crane, whippoorwill, anything my mind can think of, but I'm pretty sure this is a heron, and he is standing on lily pads. This thing is beautiful. I have a tendency to love things like this. I just think these are, I don't know, the cat's meow. I'm not even old enough to say the cat's meow, but that's what came to my mind. Very scary. All right, $3.99. Yes, please. Felted bottom. And the felt has wear, so that's a good sign, we always say. And I'm pretty sure this is bronze. It is not copper or brass. I have Google image difference between bronze and brass for years now so that I can keep that straight. They're both very heavy metals. They do have a different look in the color to them. But as we all know, things can be painted or have a different varnish or finish on it. But I'm pretty sure that this is bronze. And I said yes in a hot minute. Love, love, love this. Now, what will I get? No idea. I haven't done any research. None of this is cleaned. I'm guessing, pure guess, guys, probably 85-ish, something like that. But it would bring a lot more money if it was signed and the artist was a well-known sculptor. So I don't see any signature on this. I don't have my glasses here, but I will use a magnifying glass to see, to research it further. Okay, so thrilled with that. That is item number 2. Item number 3 is something that I pick up because I have a love for them. Sometimes the more rare items will bring more money. A seashell. So this one's a beautiful one, but this is common. And I think the name of this is like a nautilus, but I'm not sure what exact species. So again, it could be like tiger or something or another because of the striping. These are fairly easy to identify. So you start with seashell, you try to find out what the main category of the shell is, whether it's a conch or a nautilus or just different old times a scallop, you know, those types of names. And then you try to narrow it down to what exact species it is. And I'm probably making all of that up, but that's my knowledge of it. $1.99, just beautiful. And I said yes to it. Okay, the next 2 items that I picked up, I put in my cart, thrilled to find them, only to get to the register, and then it registered in my brain that one of them had a flaw. So I'm going to pick these 2 items up and show them to you. So this is what I saw sitting on the shelf. And absolutely yes, all day long. Now, it would be wonderful if they were sterling silver. They are not. They're just made in India, so cast aluminum maybe. I don't know my metals that well. But if you see the top candle drip thing, I don't know what that's called, apron or whatever, is missing on this one. Now they wanted $6.99 each, and when I got to the register, the cash register, I was so glad that I noticed that this one is missing its thing on top. I don't even know if how that even came off, because that part does not unscrew. That is a mystery. You know, if this was threaded here, then I could say, okay, somebody unscrewed this piece, it became damaged or whatever, but I don't see that this whole knob comes off, I think. I'm going to do this right on camera. Let's see. Yeah. So, very interesting. I'm going to screw this off. So just know that when you buy these, when you buy chandeliers, a lot of these parts come off. You can just, they're threaded like screws. See that? Okay. So in order for this to be on here, this would have had to been screwed on, but it's not. This is one piece. So I'm not quite sure how this is missing that. I'm probably confusing the heck out of you guys. This sits under on this one. Okay. So I didn't mean to go down that rabbit hole, but when you find a candelabra that is missing a piece, just know if the piece screws off, it's better, because then you can get a replacement part or even suggest it to the buyer or, you know, in the listing. But when this piece does not screw off, I'm not even sure how that happened. So when I was at the cash register, I asked the manager if they would lower this one since it was defective, and they gave me this one for $3.99. I will most likely sell it as a pair, and of course always disclose, either way I list it, that this is missing one of its candle drip tray catcher things. What is this called? Let's see, what would that be called? A candle wax, a wax drip plate. I just named that. All right, I'm in a mood today. Okay, 2 candelabras, $6.99, $3.99. So what is that together? 7 and 4, 11, $11. Yes, absolutely all day long, because even if I use the rule of 5 times, can I get 55 out of it? I think so. So I said yes to 2 beautiful. Now, I'm always interrupting myself. I got a lot going on. Hollywood Regency, Farmhouse Chic. There are a lot of names that you can use for this. So you want to more and more research decor names. Cottagecore is another big name, prairie style. Those names translate to clothing, and they also translate to home decor. So you want to Google different names and learn different names. I did that early on with clothing. I would Google like schoolgirl chic, lagging look, all the names I was hearing. Even if I wasn't going to use them, I wanted to know what people were talking about. All right, so I am just chatty today. Hope you guys don't mind, and let's get on to the next item. Okay, so I usually say we're switching gears. Hang on. Hang on to your hats. 2 little kitten figurines. So I hope these are showing well. I'll do this. But then I got to get my fingers out of the way. Now, when I saw these, this was in, where did I get these? They were in a baggie, and they were in the pop-up store, which is a Goodwill. And that store is in Mount Joy, if you want to Google that. It's in the UPS parking lot if you live local and you want to check out the pop-up store. So I saw these 2 kittens. I brought them to the register because I didn't know if that store was okay with me opening the baggie. But you always want to check for damage. You have a right to. You're paying for it if they have grouped things together and put them in some kind of packaging. When the cashier opened it up for me, I did notice that the kittens were very well painted. These things are gorgeous, but pretty sure somebody has used a paint or a nail polish to do their little bow ties. That's what I think is happening here. I'm not even positive, because the shine of the bow tie it matches the shine of the rest of the cat. And if they had used a different product, the finish, the glossiness would be different, in my opinion. So that matches, but at the same time, it looks off to me. So where will I start? I will start my research by putting in vintage cat figurines and looking through 4 gajillion of them to try to find the same cats, or cats that are very similar, made by the same company. Now, I don't know what company this is, because I believe these used to have a sticker, and they don't. But I'm pretty sure these are vintage, made in Japan, but the faces are very good, and that's what made me buy them. I think somebody could fix the little bow ties that have some chipping or some paint loss and some paint transfer. But look at that face. They're very good. I like them very much. Are they a high dollar item? No, but I think somebody who collects cats will want them. That's all my thinking. Scary as it is. All right, let's do one more item, and then I will film a part 2, because I'm trying to keep my videos around 30 minutes instead of putting out these long videos, and that probably works better. All right, what else shall we talk about? You know what? I'm going to grab this guy. Wooden boxes. Wooden boxes all day long for me, with one exception. 2 exceptions. Okay, maybe 2, maybe 3. If there's a lot of damage, unless it's a high-end box, I don't buy it. If it's a cigar box, I don't buy it unless it's a very rare cigar box. Number 3 would be if the box is way overpriced. So those are my 3 kind of loose rules when I see, because guys, when I am thrifting, there are a lot of people in the store usually. We are thrifting at a clip. So many of you know here in Pennsylvania, you guys always tell me you got great thrift stores at great prices. Absolutely, yes. But there are a ton of people shopping. So it's not like I get to go into a Goodwill and I got the whole place to myself, 1 or 2 other people. I'm going to say there's like 50 or 60 people shopping at the same time. We are all on it. Most of the people shopping in my thrift stores, I'm going to say, or a good amount, are resellers. So you got that. You got a lot of competition around here. So you have to have some guidelines in your head if you need to thrift at a clip. Okay. What did I love about this box? I loved the design. This is beautiful, beautiful wood, really nice condition. What did I pay for this? $2.99. See if you can see that. And this is what the box looks like inside. Now this is probably just made in India. I don't know if it said, does that stay? Yes, made in India. But the wood is gorgeous. People collect boxes. These are great for organization, to keep, you know, on your table when you're going in and out the door, to put your keys in it, your change or whatever, and then you could close the lid so it doesn't look like a big giant hot mess. I love boxes. Okay, so buy-in price $2.99. I'm thinking probably $25 to $30. That could be a little bit high. I might have to lower it, but this is really well made, really nice. Small brass nails. And I said yes to it. All right, I hope I kept track of everything. I do have a few more items. Maybe I'll do 1 or 2 more in this video. I don't even know. Maybe I'll fix my collar because this thing is choking me. All right, let's do a teddy bear quick. I bought this teddy bear. His sticker says $1.99. I'm not going to even pull this off now. Now, there's a couple things I really liked about this and a couple things I was on the fence about, but for the big $1.99 buy-in price, not going to make or break me. Let's start with what I liked about it. I liked that he has movable appendages. All his appendages move. When you get a stuffed animal, say, in one of those claw machines, you're never going to find an animal that has movable appendages because that takes more money and more time to build. The thing great about this guy is his head turns. How good is that? That is really good. So that was a positive. He's got a fuzz. He's got some weight to him, so I liked that about him, and he's in great shape. Okay, so those were the positives. The negatives are, I think his nose and his mouth aren't sewn. I mean, they're in good shape, but there's not a lot of workmanship there. It's a very cheap application, and his pads on his feet and his hands are satin, and the satin doesn't really look that good. I would rather have seen wool or leather would have been spectacular. His eyes are plastic. A lot of the high-end plush that are vintage have glass eyes. Those are so sweet because if they make a glass eye, they put the iris in it and the pupil, and they really look like they're alive. I love when there's a lot of workmanship, good workmanship put into a plush. But as you know, I don't pick up a lot of plush, but I said yes to him. Super sweet, movable bear, movable appendages bear. Okay guys, I think we're going to end this video here. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, go out and get what's yours.